Hey guys, I really appreciate you guys being so flexible. That was a little much in. With me today. I have bronchitis. I get it every year. Thankfully, I was able to get out of bed before noon today, and I'm not completely coughing every second, so that is good. But we need to get this information out because cookies are starting. And so I've got some basic information to go with everybody or to share with everybody. First of all, I want to make sure you guys know that this is completely optional. If cookie selling does not work with your family, we get it. We totally understand. You do not have to participate in cookies to be an active member of our troop. That being said, this is our main source of troop income for things like badges, activities, and to pay for things like memberships and new uniforms when kids bridge and things like that. But I'm saying that not to make anyone feel guilty that they have to participate, but just as sort of an acknowledgement that if we don't have the income to cover these funds, then that would be something that we would have to look into for it would just accrue more fees individually for us going forward if we don't sell enough cookies. But we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna have that hard of a time because last year was our first year selling cookies, and we made enough to cover all of these really fun activities that we want to do. Um, if you want to participate in cookies, the first step for that is to sign up in Smart Cookies. Everyone should have received an email with an invitation to sign up. If you haven't received that email, please let me or Molly know. So, there are several ways to participate in cookies. There is our pre sale, which is happening from the 12th, so in like 2 days, until February 16th. February 16th is when we're going to get our first sort of like batch of physical cookies. And to participate in the pre sale, you basically just need to take your order form and you fill out the order form of who the person is, what cookies they want. The order form is really self-explanatory, so once you pick that up, it's really easy. The only thing about that is that you need to receive the money before you can give them cookies. So the easiest way is to collect the money when you take the order. You can collect cash, or there's actually a digital cookie app that will allow you to take credit cards. So we don't need to use things like what we're using, like Venmo or things like that. It'll take all of our credit card information. We don't have to pay a fee. It's really convenient. You can, and it's an app. It's an app for your phone that you can download. Smart Cookies should have the information on that so that you can get that app downloaded. I think you should be able to take credit cards on the website too, but I'm not 100% positive. You can also sell online, like with Facebook, or send out links to emails, etc. And all of that will be available through the Smart Cookie website. So when you sign up, that information should be there that you can copy and paste links. And then after February 16th, that's when we're going to start doing our walkabouts and our cookie booths. Walkabouts is basically what it sounds like. You take some cookies, maybe in a wagon or something like that, and you walk around your neighborhood and sell cookies to your neighbors. This year, we are going to be keeping a lot more of a meticulous track of our cookies because we learned that importance last year. And so I've actually created a document that's super easy. It's just going to list all of the different types of cookies in sort of 3 different sections. In the first section, it'll be for when you check out. So you are double checking of all the amount of boxes of cookies for each type of cookie. And you are saying that you are in charge and responsible for those cookies. And then the second section is for as you're selling cookies, you can keep track of, okay, I sold a Thin Mint and a lemonade, or I sold 6 caramel delights. And then the third section of that will be for when you bring the cookies back. So when you bring the cookies back to the troop, the person that you're returning them to, and you will sit there and count your cookie boxes to make sure that you have an accurate number coming back. And that way we just know exactly how many cookies we have, what cookies were sold when, etc. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's a really simple form, and isn't as tedious as it sounds. And then also we are going to be doing booths. So there are 2 different kinds of booths. We're going to be doing our like troop booths where a bunch of girls will come together and sell cookies at a booth. And then you can also do like a grown-up Girl Scout booth. And the grown-up Girl Scout booth would be basically you and your Girl Scout. You are in charge of the whole booth. So you go and set up. You come pick up the cookies from the people who are storing those cookies. Last year, Jessica and Caleb stored a lot of cookies, and so did Molly. I guess I'm just assuming going forward that they're probably going to be the people that have a majority of the cookies. I would store them, but I have a really naughty dog that will get into them if I leave them out. So unfortunately, they can't be stored too much at my house. So yeah, so then when you're at the booth, the biggest thing about the booths is that to be someone at the booth, you have to be registered with Girl Scouts. I think most people did get registered, which is excellent. So there shouldn't be any problems when it comes to helping out with the booths. And once we get closer to booth time, we'll be putting out there like, hey, these are the times that we've scheduled for group booths. And if you want to do like a My Girl and Me booth, go ahead. You can contact Molly directly and you can get set up with an individual booth. I'm not exactly sure how, if Molly wants to take complete charge of that, or if there's another way that we can set up individual people for booths. So since our girls are still so young, it's really important that that us grown-ups realize that we are going to be participating along with the girls with this. If they go in the walkabouts, they need to have a grown-up with them. We can't have the girl just walk around by herself. Same as the booths, we will need adults to participate. We don't need like one grown-up per one girl, but we need like 1 or 2 grown-ups per booth, just to make sure that the girls are, taken care of and we can help them, to make sure that we're getting accurate payment, we're getting accurate cookie count, etc. As the girls get older, obviously a lot more of sort of like this will be getting more and more independent, which is really cool, because the girls can gain a lot of confidence from learning how to do this and learning to talk to people that they don't know. And it's a really great program to build confidence and just understanding with our girls of how to communicate with others. So our booth sales will be from February 23rd to March 17th. We are also, Girl Scouts is also doing the 5 for 5 program that we did last year, which basically, if you don't remember, is for every 5 boxes of cookies, that someone buys, they can win enter to win either 5 cases of cookies, and there's like 12 boxes in each case, or they can win a big screen TV and 5 boxes or cases of cookies. And so when a girl sells 5 boxes or more per person, we have a little entry sheet that the girls can hand out that it has like a little QR code that the person can scan and enter in for this prize. And that's like kind of a good incentive to be like, hey, if they buy like 3 or 4 boxes, you can be like, hey, if you buy 5 boxes of cookies, you can get entered into this prize. And so that's a way to kind of boost sales. Also, cookies this year are $6 a box. Unfortunately, inflation has kind of hit everywhere. And so it's not going to be as easy, the math for the girls, as it was last year with $5. But we're going to be practicing at our next meeting. We're going to be practicing money and like how the math works. And obviously, we'll also be there with the girls at the booths or walkabouts, so we can step in and help if the math is a little bit more difficult. One thing that everyone will need to do is to sit down with your girl and have her make a goal for the amount of cookies that she wants to sell. And when you're like, I feel like last year was a little harder just because for all the girls, it was their very first year. And so they really had no concept of, how much, I mean, I didn't even have the idea of concept of how much is too much and so take into consideration if she sold cookies last year, how much cookies she sold. And how much of an effort she put in to make those sales. Also take into consideration the amount of time you're willing to commit. Is your girl willing to go every single day after school and spend 30 minutes or an hour doing a walkabout, either with cookies or with her flyers? Or is it they just want to participate in maybe Facebook and maybe a couple of booths? All of those different things will affect how much her goal should be set at. Also, this can make things a little bit more difficult, but also we do have the papers that show what prizes you get at each milestone. And so that also can be taken into consideration of does she really, really want to get to this certain level to get a certain prize? Speaking of that, I do have packets for each girl. It has a physical order form that also has a picture and a list of all the different types of cookies. So when you're doing pre-sales or if you're going around and selling without the physical cookies there with you, that they can show customers of these are the kind of cookies that we have available. We also have it also includes the physical cookie program family guide that I emailed out to you earlier today. I would really encourage all of you just to take 10 minutes to go over that information. It goes into even more depth of what I'm talking about during this meeting right now. The packet also will have a money envelope for the money for your girls to keep track of as she takes orders. Also, it has the prize lists and it has a safety pledge that you and your girl are going to need to sign and return to me. Basically just says that you're not going to have your girl go around by herself. You're not going to have her deliver to houses that she doesn't know. We're not going to sit in the car and be like, all right, go up and deliver these cookies to that person that we don't know. Just basic safety information. And so if you can return that safety pledge at our next meeting, which is, let's see here, on the 24th, that would be great. And speaking about our next meeting on the 24th, I know it's going to be kind of long, but it's going to be an hour and a half instead of an hour. And the reason for that is because the girls are going to be they're going to be learning about cookies, and we're going to be talking about cookies. And they're also going to be earning both of the cookie badges for brownies and daisies. for example, if they're daisies and they already earned the physical badges from last year, they won't get another physical badge, but they're still going to be practicing all the information that they need to kind of go forward, because last year was a long time ago and a lot of these girls, they're young, so they're going to forget how to do the basic cookie sale and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be in that hour and a half, we're going to be going over basically everything that has to do with cookies, so the girls feel comfortable going forward into cookie season. That is most of all the information about cookie sales. That it's the most basic information that sort of like everyone needs to know. However, like I said, Smart Cookies will have more information, and so will that packet that I have for you guys as well. And at that next meeting, we're also going to be we're going to be talking about our troop goals. So if the girls could have their individual goal set before the next meeting, that would be really helpful going into sort of our troop goals, because we're going to continue talking about those goals, because like I said, the money that we make from cookies, they're going to cover our badges and activities for the badges. Like, for example, some badges are more expensive than the others. Like all of our art badges, those did cost some money because, we needed the supplies for them. Then there are other ones like hiking. That's not going to cost any money. It covers memberships for the girls. And next year, we're really hoping to cover not only the membership, but also one parent membership as well. It covers new uniforms for girls that are going to be bridging. In June, we're going to be doing a camping trip again to Hagerman, Idaho. And they're going to learn about fossils, and they're going to go kayaking. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm very excited. And then also at that meeting, we're kind of going to decide what other activities do we want to do during the summer. So last year we did the roller skating, and we went to the farm and got to ride horses. And so we can pick new activities to do for this summer, and we're going to talk about how much everything costs, and how many cookies we need to sell to cover those costs. This year we don't have any new cookies. We have the same cookies from last year. We have the lemonades, the trefoils, the caramel delights. We have toastiers, peanut butter patties, thin mints, adventurefuls, and then peanut butter sandwiches. And then we also have our gluten-free option coming back again this year, which I'm really excited about, because then it doesn't matter if you're gluten-free or not. You can still participate in cookie sales and purchase cookies. Our caramel chocolate chip cookies are going to be our gluten-free option. And so nothing new when it comes to cookies. But last sort of thing on cookies is that tomorrow is going to be the I can't remember what it's called. I'm not feeling so great still. But it's at Wahoo's. It's like the kickoff for cookie season. And so it doesn't cost any money unless you want to get foods or play any of the games at Wahoo's. Usually you can go around and you can taste the cookies. The girls can practice their selling skills. Usually they have like a booth where like you can buy like merchandise. They have a lot of different sort of like tables that talks about different things that have to do with cookies. It's a really, really fun event. I went last year and I was blown away at how fun it was. And it's a really good way to get the girls excited for cookie season, and just a time to get together and meet other Girl Scouts. Like we've met a couple of different Girl Scouts from around the valley through different activities. And I know Amelie is really excited, hoping that she sees some of her friends that she's met over the past year from different activities. And so I love it when we have these big like valley-wide activities, because you really do. You get to meet other Girl Scouts and make connections that we would normally get to make just by having our smaller troops. So hopefully everyone can make that tomorrow. I did send out a link with the information on Cookie Rally. There we go. That's what it's called. With the information on the Cookie Rally. And so if you didn't see that, just send me a text and I can send it to you directly. I will be there with a mask, obviously, because I'm feeling a little better today, and I'm assuming tomorrow I'll feel even better. So I will be there, and hopefully I'll see a lot of the other girls there too. So that's it for cookies. Real quick, I just wanted to give you information, your packets, which I'm going to have them on my front step, like inside the screen door. There's like that little teeny tiny room. I will have all of my packets and it will have your girl's name on them. When you have a chance, stop by my house and pick up your packet. That would be great. That way you have all the information. If you want to go ahead and start your pre-sale, and you can, that way you can have the information for your goals and everything like that. That'd be great. I'll have that on my front steps starting this evening, and it'll have the girl's name at the top. So just take their packet. You don't have to knock or tell me you're coming over. It's fine. Just come on over. And in that package, I'm also going to have our calendar for the rest of the school year. It's not going to include everything, but it's going to include our meetings. And so other cookie sort of booths and stuff are not included in that. But so next meeting, the 24th, we're going to do all about cookies. So that's going to be an hour and a half. So from 5:30 to 7 instead of 6:30. And we are going to be doing that at the library as well. And then we're going to go into our coding, which will be really fun. So on February 7th will be coding basics. On February 17th, that is a Saturday, we are going to meet at 10 o'clock at the Idaho State Capitol. That's going to give us our democracy badge. I'm going to be giving the Girl Scouts a tour because they have like a self-guided tour. They don't do like actual group tours, but they give you like a self-guided tour that I'm going to study and sort of like make into sort of my own presentation and take the girls around and show them how our government works on a state level here in Idaho. And so once again, that's Saturday the 17th. And then February 21st, we're going to be doing digital game design. On March 2nd, in the early afternoon, we are going to be doing our Pinewood Derby. Woo! Finally, I'm so excited. And so go ahead and mark that in your calendars. That is a Saturday again as well. And so we have a wonderful couple that's going to be bringing the Derby to us. And I will also be getting out before our next meeting. I'll be making a video kind of going over what we went over at the beginning of the year when we studied race car design, as well as a little handout so that you can work with your girl to design and make your Pinewood Derby cars. And if making the Derby car is just a little bit beyond your capacities, let me know and I can connect you with a couple of different people in our troop that their husbands or the wives have experience with sort of like woodworking and have tools that can help. And we can make sure that any girl that wants to design a car for the Pinewood Derby can. And then after that, we just have our regular meetings going on until the May 22nd, when we have our end of the year party. That's good. Like I said, May 22nd. And all of the individual dates for our meetings and what badge the girls are going to be earning is going to be listed on that calendar that's going to be in your packets. And then in June, we don't have a date set, but June we are going to go camping in Hagerman, Idaho, and the girls are going to learn about fossils and are going to get the chance to go kayaking. And so that's pretty much all that I have for you today. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to message or call me. And if I don't have the answer, we can contact Molly. And if Molly doesn't have the answers, we can contact Girl Scout of Silver Sage. And so never feel like you're being a pain in the butt, because you're not. We're all learning in this situation. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and hopefully I'll get to see some of the girls tomorrow at the cookie rally. And if not, then I will see them at our next meeting. All right, thanks guys.